Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Islam in Spain. This title raises a feeling of splendor and bitterness in the mind of every Muslim. Splendor because of the 800-year-old Islamic civilization in that European country. One time passed when the whole population of Al-Andalus, the Islamic name of modern Spain, were Muslims. And bitterness because of the total annihilation of Islam and Muslims from that country. But the picture is not so dim, because recently a number of Spanish people have come over to Islam. I have with me tonight two guests from Spain who embraced Islam very recently. I have brother Omar Abdul and brother Abdul Hashib Castinera, both of whom are Spanish citizens who have become Muslims. Now, to begin with, I would like to introduce brother Abdul Hashib and ask him about the situation of Islam. How did Islam come back to Spain? Please give us an answer to this question.
Well, this is not an isolated phenomenon. Phenomenon. It's something which is happening in all the Western countries, which are in which, although there is a very high technological and materialistic development, people are inwardly unsatisfied, and they are looking for a
solution,
for a way, a way which makes life clear for them. And in this way, some people of Spain found the way of Islam. And it was after that they came together and started living together and practice the deen, especially around the 5 prayers. This happened about 5 years ago in the city of Cordoba. It was when this group was formed with about 4 or 5 people that it became stronger, and they started to make Islam known to other Spanish people. So this is a very new event, and by the generosity of Allah, many people are entering Islam every month. Every month there are maybe 2 or 3 people who are entering Islam.
Every month?
Yes.
I see. Is it restricted only to the city of Cordoba, or is it spread in other main cities of Spain?
It began, this first group began in Cordoba, and then after that there has been a group established in Sevilla, the old Islamic Sevilla.
Yeah.
And after that the most strong group is established now in Granada, which is a smaller town and allows permits better conditions for a small community as we are at the moment.
I see.
So in this city of Granada there is about 200 Muslims, Spanish Muslims, and there is an Islamic center established, and we have very intense work amongst ourselves for learning the deen and for getting strong in our practice of Islam, and at the same time to make other people know Islam.
I see. But how did the whole thing start? Who reintroduced Islam to the Spanish people?
Well, of course, the plans of all these things are in the hands of Allah.
Yeah.
And all the means that He chooses, it cannot be attributed but to Him. And this is His will that in this time, Islam is resurgent in all the world.
I see.
As much in the West as in the Arab countries themselves. So the first people, they get to know Islam from people of Al-Maghrib, which is very near to Spain.
Of course. And there is a close contact between Morocco,
yes,
which is the
with Morocco
extreme...
and all the North African countries.
Yeah.
We we're visiting them and getting good relations.
I see. I suppose also the Muslim students have also played an important part in introducing Islam to the Spanish people.
Well, there is several thousand Arab students in Spain, but the people of them who are strong in the practice of Islam, they are mostly dedicated to call other fellow Arabs to the deen.
I see.
So it's very difficult for them because they are busy in their studies and also they don't know very well the language to transmit the deen of Islam to Spanish people.
Of course.
This is mostly our job as a Spanish.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we shall come to this later, and we shall discuss the question of this, your society, which is very interesting.
Yes.
Now, would you please tell our audience, how it came about that you embraced Islam?
And the way I became Muslim was, as I was telling, because I had some of my old friends in the school, they became Muslims. So I didn't see them for several years, and I received letters from them with some Arabic script on the beginning, which was Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
I see.
And they were telling me about what they were doing now, what the change that Islam supports for them. So I went to visit them after maybe 2 or 3 years without seeing them. And I saw such a big change in their lives and in their persons, such a completely transformation of these human beings that I became very interested in Islam. And the second thing that impressed me was the ibadah, seeing people
worshipping,
prostrating in front of Allah.
Yeah.
This is was a very impressive thing for me. So I became Muslim very quickly in the next few weeks.
That was in the year?
Islam.
I see.
This was about 3 years ago.
I see.
And then my wife followed me and became Muslim as well.
You were married when you embraced Islam?
I was married and I had a little girl, which also was named with a Muslim name.
I see. Would you please tell us something about your background, your family, and your religion, your previous religion?
My family is Spanish from long time. They are Spanish. They don't have any Arab or Muslim origin, as far as we know. And they are Catholic, they are Christians.
Yeah.
And I was educated, as most of the Spanish people, in Christian religion.
Yeah.
And
you have how many brothers and sisters have you got?
I have got three children, 3 brothers.
Yeah.
2 girls and one
boy.
One brother.
I see.
And one of them, one of my brothers, my sister actually, she's very interested in Islam, and I hope with more understanding she will embrace Islam.
I see. But were you religious-minded from the very beginning?
Sorry, I don't know.
Were you religious? Were you believing in religion before you embraced Islam?
No, in religion, I believed very strongly in God.
I see.
I knew and I feared God, but in a very confused way. I was in need of a clear instruction of how to know God and how to obey Him and how to live according to what He wants.
Yeah.
And this is the case in most of our brothers.
I see. And this you found in Islam?
Of course. Yeah.
I see. Did you try to study Islam on your own way after you have converted to it?
No, of course, the way of learning Islam was through transmission of people who already were practicing it.
I see.
Transmission in the applying the Sunnah and in the changing the habits of modern people and which are kafir habits for habits of Muslims, which give light to human being.
I see. So you have got Islam from the practical life, aspect of people. Yes. You saw people practicing Islam, you liked it.
And of course, through studying. Studying is very important.
And after some correspondence and study, you were convinced of the truth of this religion.
Yes.
And now you are Muslim along with your wife.
Yes,
Have you got
alhamdulillah.
any children?
I have got 2 children.
What are their names?
My daughter is called Laila. She
Yeah.
has 5 years.
Yeah,
And my son is Idris.
Idris. I see.
He's 2 years old.
I see. Now we come to brother Omar Abdul. He doesn't know English. He speaks only Spanish. So please, through you, if you don't mind, would you ask him what made him embrace Islam?
Dice que qué fue lo que te hizo aceptar Islam.
Bueno, posiblemente sea lo mismo
Would you please raise your voice? Let
que
him
a
raise
todos, ¿no? La búsqueda que hemos hecho todos. Yo concretamente, pues en fin, he pasado bastante tiempo.
Let him raise his voice better.
Sí, dice que hables un poco más alto.
Que he pasado bastante tiempo buscando, por decir algo, el éxito, ¿no? Sin saber que el éxito, pues, el poder, la fuerza, la victoria, pertenecen a Allah, ¿no? Ahí me he quedado mucho tiempo. Luego he querido hacer algo, la cosa de la vida afectiva y tal, sin contar con Allah para nada. Por lo tanto, ha resultado un fracaso. Y últimamente, pues, la cosa del poder, la cosa política, y he estado navegando tiempo.
En definitiva, ¿qué es lo que
En
te
definitiva, pues eso. O sea, la religión católica, donde hemos estado tanto tiempo, pues me di cuenta hace ya mucho tiempo de que era una falsedad, ¿no? Y entonces, pues, me aparté totalmente, pues no creía nada, absolutamente. Islam, pues, lo que vamos a decir que ha reconciliado la idea de Dios, que yo tenía siempre, con una cosa de tipo, vamos a decir, la vida del hombre, ¿no? O sea, la ha reconciliado totalmente. Yo aquí he encontrado concretamente la paz, ¿no?
I will translate
Please do.
by parts because
Yeah,
it's
please.
too long a speech. He's saying that he has been in a inner search by different ways. He's quite a older man,
Yeah,
and
of
he
course.
has gone through a lot of things. He says that he has tried to look for success in this life in a material way, and even political. He has tried in political ways, and without taking account of the existence of God, of Allah, and so all his efforts were useless. Then he says he was educated as a Catholic, but a long time ago he recognizes the nonsense of the
Teachings
of the
of
teachings of the
that
Christians
religion. I
and
see.
the unpractical reality.
Yeah.
So he long time ago had left it. But in Islam he found a gathering of both the idea of God, of Allah, and the way of applying it in a modern way of life,
I see.
without having to retreat in a monastery.
I see. Yes. What was the first time he encountered Islam?
¿Cómo fue tu primer encuentro? ¿Cuándo fue el primer encuentro que tuviste con Islam?
Pues yo concretamente recuerdo un viaje muy estupendo que hice a Marruecos con mi hermano de sangre, mi hermano en Islam, Abdul, Coca, Rahim. En fin, yo entonces no era musulmán, pero iba con musulmanes y viví entre musulmanes. En fin, me dio aquello un mensaje bastante
He says
fuerte, ¿no?
the first impression encounter with Islam was a journey that he made with 3 Muslim brothers.
Yeah.
He was not Muslim at that time,
Yeah.
and he went on a journey to Al Maghrib, to Morocco.
I see. I see.
One of the people in the travel was his brother in blood. His brother.
His real brother,
His
you
real
mean?
brother,
You mean
younger brother.
he became Muslim before him?
Before him, yes.
I see. And so?
Entonces, ¿qué pasó?
Pues entonces, pues claro, volví a España y entonces no teníamos centro ni teníamos nada y se hacía la oración en casa, en mi casa concretamente. Yo los veía y me parecía mucho valor, pues, en fin, inclinarse ante Allah como persona madura, persona, ¿no? Y eso pues me llamó también bastante, ¿no? Lo difícil creo que era inclinarse ante Allah, ¿no? Eso era lo difícil. Di el paso y aquí estoy.
He says after that he was living in Sevilla.
Yeah.
And at that time we didn't have the Muslims, they didn't have a center. So many times he found in his house, in his own flat, the Muslims came and prayed because his brother was
Muslim, yeah.
So he used to watch it and was very impressed. And he recognized it was a great courage in people of this age to prostrate themselves in front of God.
Yeah.
And he finally he gave the final step, and he decided to prostrate himself and become Muslim.
That was about how many years back?
¿Eso cuánto tiempo hace?
Año y pico.
It's 1 year and something else.
I see. Now to come to your society, which is called the Society for the Return of Islam to Spain. Would you please tell us something about that society? When was it established and what are its main aims?
It was founded about 1 year ago.
Yeah.
In order to make our position as Spanish Muslims make a stand in front of the Spanish government, and it is legally recognized by the Ministry of Justice in Spain.
Yeah.
So the main goals of this society are, as I say, the establishing of the community and getting the rights as Spanish citizens to practice our full deen.
Yeah.
That means get freedom for all the aspects of the Sharia which are not coincident with the Spanish law.
Yeah.
Like burying our dead, like doing marriage according to Islam, and teaching our children, and getting rights for our school, and all the legal aspects of the life of the Muslims. Secondly, the aims of the society are the spreading of Islam, calling people to the deen of Islam, and inform the whole population about the misunderstandings that they are used and common between Western people.
I see.
About Islam.
I see. Have you got many members of the society?
Members are, all of us are members. All the Spanish Muslims are members.
How many? What is the total number of the Muslims?
250.
I see. All of them in Cordova?
No, the biggest group is in Granada.
Yeah.
Nearly 200. There's another small group in Cordova, and soon we will establish an Islamic center in Sevilla.
I see.
And then there's a few Spanish Muslims in Madrid, Barcelona, and north of Spain, isolated, which we try, inshallah, that they come together with us because it gives strength to our group.
Yeah, of course. Through what medium do you try to spread Islam in Spain? Do you have books in the Spanish language that introduce Islam to the Spanish people?
We have started 1 year ago a publishing company, which is called Nur al-Andalus. And at the moment we have published one book, which is a handbook of how to practice Islam. That means the practical acts of worship, the prayer, the fast of Ramadan, the zakat, the journey to Hajj, and the meaning of Shahada. And there's another part about belief, about the meaning of Tawhid.
Yeah.
And now we are working in the translation of a history of Andalusia made by a Muslim professor of history, which will be, inshallah, a very, very interesting book, because the Spanish people know the history of Al-Andalus from the Christian point of view.
Of course.
So this book in Spanish will be very important. We are working before we started this journey, our brothers were working in the preparation of a new book about the resurgence of Islam in the world, and especially in Al-Andalus. This will be also a book made by ourselves, quoting different authors and with pictures. And the two most important jobs that we have undertook, they are the translation of Sahih al-Bukhari, the collections of the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad.
Into Spanish.
And the Quran.
Yeah, into Spanish.
into Spanish. Yeah.
Have you finished the translation of the meanings of the Holy Quran into Spanish?
No, no, this is a very
Big job,
very
of
big
course.
job for
Yeah.
which we need support and help, and of course will take several years.
But there is already a translation of the meanings of the Quran in Spanish, which
There are-
has been published
yes.
by somebody in Spain. Do you think that that edition is not suitable for the Spanish people?
There's several actually.
There are several.
translations, but none of them is made by. There's one made by Muslims in
Yeah.
South America, but the Spanish language is very old and very incorrect.
I see.
And the ones that are made by Spanish people, they are made by Christians, who of course don't have a understanding of Quran.
Yeah.
They change most of the meanings. Then they interpret as
I see.
they believe.
Of course. Well, now to come to another important aspect, which is that all of us know that there are many mosques in Spain which have been changed into a kind of museums by the Spanish government. Have you tried to take back some of them as practicing Muslims in order to establish prayers in them?
Shall I give the opportunity of
Yes,
my
please.
brother Omar to speak?
Yeah, well, you can
Translate.
answer it and he can take part.
Yo voy a responder la pregunta que él ha hecho y tú participas en responder si quieres.
¿Qué pregunta es eso?
Acerca de qué ha pasado con las antiguas mezquitas que había en Al-Ándalus, que se han convertido en iglesias y en museos, si hemos intentado hacer algo por recuperarlas.
Eso necesita, como tú sabes,
Let him raise his voice to be,
Habla
in
un
order
poco,
to be heard.
Eso necesita un equipo de... Por supuesto que pueden hacer muchas cosas, pero jurídicamente es muy complicado, ¿no? Entablar un contencioso con el Estado y tal. Inshallah, eso se hará más adelante. Actualmente todo está en manos de la Iglesia, que no es del gobierno. Si fuera el gobierno sería relativamente fácil, ¿no? Pero eso pertenece ya al patrimonio de la Iglesia y eso es muy complicado, pero posible, ¿no?
He says that the most of the old mosques of Al-Andalus, they are now in the hands of the church, Catholic Church,
I see.
which is much more difficult to deal with than government, because with government we could maybe get to an arrangement.
Yeah,
But with the church it will be too much, it will be a very strong fight, a legal fight in the courts and all this to get any success.
yeah,
So we have give it up. We have, in the other hand, we have asked for an old mosque which was built by Franco about 40 years ago for the Muslim Moroccans that came to fight in the Spanish War.
I see.
And he made this mosque for them. And it was empty, it was useless until last year that we
In
had
which city? In
in Cordoba.
In Cordoba.
Unfortunately, there's a very big and very beautiful mosque,
De ahí la
very famous
necesidad.
mosque. But this one is it's a cathedral now.
Yeah.
So in Cordoba we have this little mosque which is given to us.
Well, what other projects have you got made and well adopted by your society?
The main projects at the moment,
Yeah.
they are the building of a new mosque in Granada, where the community is biggest. And for this purpose we have undertaken this journey to the Gulf countries.
I see.
And the second project, which is very important, is the taking care of our children. At the moment there are about 10 children who are needing of a school.
I see.
But there are other 30, which are babies now, that in maybe 4 years, 3 or 4 years, will be in school age.
Yeah.
So this is a very important task that we have, and we are preparing.
I see. A mosque and
And a
also an
madrasa.
Islamic school.
Yes.
I see. Have you collected funds for that project? I mean, the mosque and the school.
No, we have presented an application in the United Arab Emirates for the construction of the mosque. And we have held contacts here with the authorities of the Ministry of Waqf and Islamic Affairs in Kuwait in order to ask help for this Islamic school in Granada. Apart from this, we haven't get any help.
I see. But you are the official guests of this Ministry
Yes.
of Awqaf, and this is the first time you come to Kuwait.
In the case of my brother Omar, it's the first time. I came last year invited with another 3 brothers from Spain, invited to Hajj by the Ministry of Awqaf.
Yeah. And this is the second time regarding you coming over to Kuwait. I see. What other countries do you intend to visit beside the Emirates and Kuwait?
We will go to the House of Allah in Mecca
Yeah.
to make Umrah, inshallah, and then we will go back
To Spain. Well, regarding the other problems, would you please ask Brother Omar about the main problems you Spanish Muslims are facing in preaching Islam to your people?
¿Cuáles son los principales problemas con los que nos enfrentamos a la hora de transmitir Islam a la gente?
En fin, yo creo que la gente allí en realidad no practican nada, se llaman cristianos, pero nada más, ¿no? Entonces, yo creo que la vía para llegar a ello va a ser la angustia que tienen todos. Ahora, los problemas que va a haber va a ser cuando seamos un poco fuertes, nos hagamos notar. Entonces, yo creo que vamos a tropezar con muchos problemas, ¿no? De momento vamos haciendo lo que podemos, ¿no? ¿Tú qué opinas? En fin, ¿opinas tú también sobre eso? ¿No?
He's saying that at the moment there is no much problem in order to get people interested to Islam, because there is a great unsatisfaction amongst the intelligent people with the way of life in Spain and in generally in the West. He says that people are named Christians, but they don't have any practice. The people who live without any direction. So it is. This is the way that we follow to transmit them Islam.
Yeah.
But he says that we, of course, will face problems in the future when the community of Muslims become stronger and bigger.
Yeah.
Then enemies will appear.
Of course.
I can say about this that the biggest problem we face is to be able to help together as a community, as a group, to rise our living. It means that being able to work together and not have separate jobs in different parts of Spain.
Living together
and working together
as one society.
Yes, this is one of the biggest efforts and difficulties that we find.
It is a real challenge, even, you can
Yes.
say. I see. I understand that you have also a medical center that treats with natural herbs.
Would
you please tell us something about
yes.
it, please?
It's actually because this reason I was telling you.
Yeah.
Some doctors of the community, they decide, instead of going to work to the official hospitals,
Yeah.
start by themselves together a clinic, a Muslim clinic, which provides service and attention to the Muslim community, and at the same time is a means of dawah, because many people from Granada,
Yeah.
where the clinic is established,
Yeah.
they come to it. So they immediately enter in contact with a Muslim doctor in a Muslim surrounding.
Yeah.
And the relationship between a doctor and a sick person is very good for dawah, because the sick person is completely submit to the doctor.
Yeah.
So if he can give him, together with the medicine for the body, the medicine for the spirit,
Yeah.
so it's the best cure
Of course.
that a person can have.
And you have done a lot of preaching in this field, I suppose?
Yes, of course.
I see. Have you got numerous doctors, Muslim doctors?
No, at the moment there is 3, and there is one sister studying also medicine.
I see. Regarding the family of Brother Omar Abdul, would he please tell us something about his family background, the other members of his family? Is his wife, if she is still living, is she becoming Muslim? His children, if he has any? Please let him talk.
¿Puedes contar brevemente tu historia familiar, ¿Qué ha pasado con tu familia, tus hermanos, tu mujer?
No, yo con mis hermanos estoy bastante bien. Además creo que más de, o sea, aparte de que ya tengo un hermano, Abdul, que es musulmán, espero que se haga pronto otro, ¿no? Mis hijos, pues tengo uno conmigo, que es Alamín, que también es musulmán, y los otros están con la madre, de momento. ¿Sí? Inshallah, pues él sabrá lo que hace.
He says that regarding to his family, one of his brothers became Muslim before him,
Yeah.
and he trusts that another of them, a younger brother, will also become Muslim.
Yeah.
Regarding to his family, he said that he has with him his older son, which is called Alamin. He became Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And his wife, he was separated from her from before embracing Islam, and two smaller children, they are with her. And he says that this case is in the hands of Allah, and inshallah he will take care of them.
Inshallah, of course. Have you tried to get your own journal or magazine through which you can call the Spanish people to Islam?
This is one of the projects we are working for next year, in the
Yeah.
university academic year.
Yeah.
We are working on starting one, weekly or monthly, especially for young people, people of the university.
Yeah. And you intend to publish it regularly?
Yes,
Yeah, I see.
with translations from English and Arabic, and also with collaborations of the brothers.
Mm-hmm. What other suggestions have you got in mind which you like to communicate to your Muslim brothers here?
¿Qué otras sugestiones, qué otras ideas queremos comunicar a nuestros hermanos en nuestros países?
Pues aparte de, en fin, yo creo que, no sé si habrá salido la cosa del folleto, invitarlos al Eid al-Adha, no sé si dará tiempo en la transmisión de este programa, pero de cualquier manera que vayan a España y nos vean cómo actuamos, que nos ayuden en lo que puedan, todo, ¿no? Y yo creo que es muy importante que España, que es, vamos a decir, la cabeza del habla castellana, hay muchos países castellanos que no tienen comunidades musulmanas fuertes todavía, o sea, puede ser un eslabón bastante importante, inshallah, el que nosotros seamos una comunidad fuerte y cohesionada, ¿no?
He wants to invite the brothers of Kuwait to visit us in Al-Andalus at any time, and give to them our most warm welcome.
Yeah.
But especially for the next Eid al-Adha, which we have asked permission from the Spanish authorities to celebrate it in the Mosque of Córdoba.
I see. That will be a very big Islamic function, of course.
Yes.
I see.
And we want to invite, although we recognize it's a very short time from now to Eid al-Adha, we want to invite all our brothers that are able or are going anyway to Europe to be with us and support us in this occasion.
Yeah.
And generally to ask our brothers of Kuwait and help us in any way and support us in any way. Brother Omar also mentioned that Spain is the head of the countries which speak Spanish.
Yeah,
There
of
are
course.
many millions of people in all South America.
Of course.
And if our community is strong and there is a strong knowledge and work for Islam, it will be of benefit for all the South American countries for the sake of spreading Islam.
I see. Did you try to send any of your Muslim students on a scholarship basis to any Arab or Muslim country to learn Islam and come back to you as preachers
Yes.
to their country?
Some of our brothers have studied very deeply Islam in some centers of Maghreb, in Fez and Meknes. And they are the people who has most knowledge. Another brother became Muslim in Pakistan, and he stayed there for, I think, about 5 years. And he also learned in a madrasa, learned all Quran and Hadith.
I see.
And at the present moment, there is some there's many offers, too many offers from all the Islamic world to go and study. Offers from Libya, from Saudi Arabia, from Kuwait, from Arab Emirates, and we will study because of course we have to send some few people, otherwise our community will break.
Yeah.
It's very important to keep together.
Of course. Well, what do you expect from your Muslim brothers in Kuwait? And what have you got already? I mean, what is the role of the Kuwait government towards you as a new Muslim community in Spain?
¿Cuál es el papel de, cuál es lo que esperamos del gobierno de Kuwait y de los hermanos de Kuwait para ayudarnos?
En primer
¿Y cuál es el
lugar,
papel de este país para nosotros?
el papel, bueno, Allah ha puesto aquí la riqueza, eso es indudable, ¿no? Y aparte de que ha puesto también bastante generosidad en los corazones de toda la gente de por aquí, que lo están demostrando, que nos sigan, que vean nuestras actividades, que nos vayan ayudando como puedan. Principalmente que hagan dua por nosotros, y, en fin, que tengan comunicación con nosotros, ¿no?
He says that, of course, Allah has put here the wealth of this time is here, because the oil and because many reasons.
Yeah.
So, and also He has put generosity in the hearts of the people here. So this is one of the best helps that we can receive. It's material help.
Of course.
And the second thing is to be in touch, to be in close contact with us, and to visit us, and know each other, and take care of our problems as Muslim brothers.
I see. Do you have any contacts with other Muslim societies, whether in Spain or in other countries in Europe?
Of course, this is a very interesting question.
Yeah.
We are in Spain. There are several groups of Muslims,
Yeah.
especially amongst the Arab students. They have centers and mosques in Madrid and Barcelona, and also in other big towns of Spain. And we are, just this year, we are starting to work together and visit each other and make an effort to unify our work.
Yeah.
Because, of course, these people, they are very busy, as I say in the beginning, they are busy with their studies.
Yeah, of course.
But we are very concerned about getting together and help each other. About Europe, we are very interested also in getting union amongst the different European Muslim communities.
Yeah.
And there is a project of establishing an international Muslim association which holds together all the different Muslim
Throughout Europe.
in Europe.
I see. Well, when I see you, I remember a similar organization which is near the city of London in England, the members of which wear the same dress. They are British Muslims, and they are living separately and establishing an Islamic village for themselves in a small village called Norwich,
Yes.
which means the city of light.
Is it?
Do you have any kind of relation with
Yes,
that
we know
society?
them. I have been in Norwich,
Yeah.
and we know these brothers. Some of them have a great knowledge of Islam,
Yeah.
and they have been Muslims for some of them 15 years,
Yeah.
and they are completely transformed. So some of them came to us and have been living with us.
Yeah, this is what I understand, and I wanted to ask you about, namely that some members of that society, we are told that they have emigrated to Spain, and others have emigrated to America even to establish a similar
Yes,
society.
some of our brothers in America, they came also to visit us.
I see.
It's a very important work for the Muslims to travel and fisabilillah, to travel for the sake of Allah and the sake of knowledge of Islam.
Yeah, of course.
And this gives a very big strength to both to these three communities and all the communities in Europe. They're traveling and meeting each other.
Yeah. Well, my last question would be, if you don't mind,
Yes.
about how far the Spanish people are responding to your call to Islam.
Dice que por último va a hacer una pregunta acerca de cómo responde la gente o en qué medida responde la gente a nuestra llamada a Islam.
Los que tenemos cercanos nos ven con bastante simpatía y inshallah pues bastante se harán musulmanes. Lo único es que carecemos de los medios suficientes de comunicación ahora mismo para llegar a todo el mundo, ¿no? Inshallah esto se va a ir poco a poco solucionando. Depende, ¿no?, de la medida en que la gente está respondiendo bastante bien, con bastante simpatía y bien, ¿no?
He says that our capacity at the moment to reach the great masses of population is limited.
Yeah, of course.
But the people is very interested in Islam as far as information is concerned,
Yeah.
about getting the right idea, especially because all what is happening in the world and political actuality, it makes people very interested in Islam.
I see.
But we have found also that what attracts people to Islam is not our efforts for informing them, it is our example, it is our living example and
Yeah,
our
of course.
human example, what makes them come by themselves.
Yeah, of course. You are true. You are right. Well, do you have any kind of message which you would like to convey to your brothers and sisters in Kuwait before we conclude this interview?
¿Hay algún mensaje que queremos transmitir a nuestros hermanos en Kuwait para terminar la entrevista?
Pues, en fin, aparte de los fraternales, que ya lo hemos dicho, que se conserven en el din de Islam y que se unifiquen lo más que puedan, porque nosotros al fin y al cabo estamos al margen de todo eso, pero que la umma es toda una, ¿no?
He says that he wants to first give them and I also, together with him,
Yeah.
our best salams and our best greetings as brothers,
Yeah.
and our best welcome to visit us.
I see.
And as he wants to give a counsel to his brothers here to hold very strong to their deen, the deen of Islam, and to try to unite and become one body, because the Ummah is one body and the Muslims are one body, and this is our strength as Muslims.
Of course. Well, at the end of this program, I would like to thank Brother Omar Abdul and Brother Abdul Hashib Castanera, the members of the Islamic Society for the Return of Islam to Spain. Dear brothers and sisters, thank you very much for following, and we hope to meet you again in a new interview with other Muslims from all over the world. Thank you, and have a very pleasant time.
in the washing shop. To your left and down. No te gusta la guagua.
¿Ha venido ya alguien?
¿Qué guagua?
¿Guagua?
¿Qué guagua?
لا إله إلا الله 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 لا إله